Hello and welcome to the online marketing tutorial video set. In this series, I'm going to cover a variety of very basic necessities that you need to know to get your online marketing up and running. Now, whether you plan on building a blog, a regular website, selling digital products, it really doesn't matter. You're going to need to know some very basics in order to get all of those things up and running as quickly as possible. So in this series of videos and in this course, I'm going to go step by step into the very basics that you need to get up and running. As we progress, you'll start to understand that everything is a building block. We just build on each step by step, and as the process starts to evolve, you'll start to understand that it becomes easier and easier. I remember the first time I tried to go through these steps, it really took me some time to understand every little finite detail about what I was doing. Now, I don't want you to get caught up too much in the technical side of things. Just understand that there is a process and a step-by-step way of doing things, but don't get too caught up as far as having to know everything about every aspect that we're going to cover. For example, knowing about web hosting is one thing. Finding a hosting provider that can answer all your questions and just make things right for you is more important. I personally don't know everything there is to know about web hosting, but I have a really good company that I use that handles everything for me, and I know that I can get good support from them whenever I try to contact them. So that is the most important thing. So as we go through these videos, we're going to cover domains and URLs. I'm going to open these up and we're going to get into a lot of digging real deep into how to find a domain, what some of the tools are that we can use to help find a really good URL or domain, and we'll use those terms interchangeably: domain, URL, and link. And I'll get all into that as soon as we get into the domain video. We're going to talk about what FTP is. And you can see that it shows up here, it shows up here, and in here. And FTP is a very valuable part of getting your online business up and running. So we're going to dig into what it is, how it's defined, and some tools that we can use to make this really easy. We're going to talk about web hosting. We're going to talk about a few companies that you can use, and there are hundreds of them. But I'm going to specifically talk about just a couple that I've used in the past and ways of getting started so you can get your web hosting up and running. We're going to talk about name servers and how those all function in this whole scheme of things. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about downloading and installing your FTP programs to get those up and running. And then we'll definitely cover the FTP process so that you can learn how to connect to your FTP, to your server, how to transfer files over. And the most important part is, using FTP to get your files up and running and live on the internet. So by the end of this course, you'll be able to buy a domain, set up your web hosting, transfer files over via your FTP program to your server so that they can be live and on the internet. All right. Thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. I hope you enjoy them. And we're going to go step by step in the following videos to get you up and running. Thanks for watching.